Hey there, friends. Nibs again. Out here in the garage today, doing a little bit of goofing around. It is a pretty nasty day out today. Not getting much better than what we've had in the last couple of weeks. It is actually below zero, 20-mile-an-hour winds, and not expected to come above zero until much later tomorrow. It is Saturday today. Actually canceled church already because it's going to be -7 in the morning tomorrow. But we can get out here in the garage and have a little bit of fun. I'm not sure how well this one's going to do being so cold out here, but this is a really cool old Benjamin CO2 gun from my collection. Not sure if this is their first venture into the CO2 realm, but it is a very early one. Here's a picture of the back of the cap here. This is a Benjamin made in St. Louis, model 352, and this is a very, very early gun for them as far as CO2 goes. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's their first ever into the CO2 or not. This one actually uses the 8-gram CO2s, like the, what do you call it, the oh, what's that? It's that BB. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it down here. Healthways BB pistol. And but this is very early on. So very early on in the starting to use the CO2 capsules in the BB guns, in pellet guns. They didn't standardize on the 12 grams until much later. Actually, Crossman was the very first one to use a 12-gram in one of their CO2 guns. It's the model 150, which I have one of the first variants right over there in the original box. Really pretty cool. But this one would have been made between like 1954 and 1957, according to the Crossman website. It is a 22 caliber. You get about 15 or 20 shots off of an 8-gram CO2 cartridge. It is a little bit barky for out here in the garage, but we're going to go ahead and shoot it just using Crossman Premier hollow points. Single shot. You just pull back, cock the lever back, and opens your breech up. It does have a safety here that you could set if you so choose. But let's go ahead and do a group on our splatterburst for starters. Very, very minimalist sights. Okay. I did shoot it a couple of shots already before I started up, so that's a couple more shots off the CO2 cartridge already. So I'm lining it up so that that splatter burst is a lollipop on top of the front sight. Makes a lollipop on top of the front sight, I guess you could say. So this is one, I've done several videos on this one before. I had gotten this one from a local shop owner, asked me to take a look at for him, and initially it only needed the seal up here where you put the CO2 in. The O-ring replaced there. I did that and it worked for a while. I did a couple videos on it, gave it back to him, and then sometime later he went to use it after a couple different tries, or used it several times, and then he went to use it another time, and it had started leaking in the valve, which isn't uncommon for, you know, guns that have been aged for a while, and then you use them, then they get a little bit of, they start to harden in them seals. And this one actually requires a very, very specialized pair of pliers that I found a pair of them online for like 75 bucks, but I didn't want to spend the money, so I ended up sending this one off to Henry Ford over at Crossman 600 Repair. He has the proper tool and was able to get it sealed up for me. And Oh, that one went a little low. There's actually a split ring that's way down inside here that you have to have a long, extra long pair of split ring pliers. Like I said, the cheapest pair that I found, and I wasn't sure that they were actually even going to do the job, so I would have been out $75 if I had pulled the trigger on those. And I'm going to adjust the sight just a little bit. Bring it up just a little bit. Okay. Let's do one more shot on the bullseye there, and then we'll do some plinking. There we go. All right. But yeah, he's did a seal on it. It's been over a year now, and it's still holding well. So I think he did an excellent job. It's Henry Ford at Crossman600repair.com. If I had had the pliers, I'm sure I could have done the reseal job myself. All right, so now we have a couple of Army men there. Let's hit the first Army man. Looks like I went just right by his hips there, just to the left of him. All right, same Army man. There we go. They come to a V like that right in the middle, and it went right into that little V notch there around his hips. All right, let's see. Let's hit one of those silver paddles. No problem. So you can still find, some people are a little concerned about the 8 gram, but you can still find the 8 gram. These ones come off from Amazon. You can still find these. They're about the same price as your typical 8 or 12 gram CO2s. Of course, you only get 2/3 the amount of CO2, but at least we can still shoot these old timers and have fun with them. All right, let's hit one of those paintballs. Took out the. This thing has a really nice trigger. It's very unexpected. That it goes off. You got to remember that it's got a very light trigger. All right, let's hit the turkey first. My light is right on the edge of it there. Okay. Nice, accurate little gun, though. Very tiny thing. Very tiny. I'm not sure why they did this whole thing. The CO2 seals back here. This whole thing up here has just got a big spring inside of it. I don't know if it's some sort of buffer, dampening, vibration dampening thing, but all right. So now we got one of those, the little silver. There we go. Got it. All right. So let's hit the pig. I think think my CO2 might be getting low. I'm starting to hear a little hissing. It's kind of an indication of these older ones. They start to hiss when they're getting low. All right, let's hit that last Army man. Yep, I'm almost out of CO2. This thing gets tight. I have these smooth jawed pliers, so it won't gum up the works at all here. So I got probably 20 shots on that cartridge, which was typical. Then got a lot of power, so I did put a drop of oil on the last one, but it's not really necessary with these to put it on every one of them. But it's nice to get a little bit of oil going up inside the works for each. Tight. So the first shot actually pierces the CO2. All right, let's hit that Army man. There you go. All right, let's hit the paintball. No problem. Uh-oh. We got some CO2 leakage here. That's not good. All right, let's hit the chicken. There we go. Wow. All right, so we got the couple other silver spinners there. No problem. Seems to have stopped hissing. Sometimes you just get a little bit of frost built up on your seals and it can't seal because it's so cold out here. All right, we've got the one little one on the right there. Got it. All right, I think we're all out. Let's hit that big square, I guess. I'm surprised it's shooting as hard as it is, as cold it is out here. Usually CO2 really loses a lot of power when they get out in the cold, but there you go. Really fun gun. Like I said, probably 1954 to 1957 is when the Crossman website says these were made. Really cool gun. They did come out with a 362 afterwards. I'm not sure what the difference is between the 352 and the 362, but that came after this one. They look the same, pretty much the same in the pictures. So, but cool stuff. Lots of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really appreciate everybody being on the channel. The channel membership has grown quite a bit lately. I did have a bunch of old names fall off. And if you're leaving for whatever reason, that's fine. But if you think you're still a member, you might want to check and make sure because, like I said, we had a handful of older names just fall off the roll there. And it is what it is. But if you think we've had people have their accounts just get deleted by eBay, or their credit card that they're using expired or whatever in the past, and then they've rejoined. So if you think you're still a member, you might want to check just to make sure. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.